Alright, I'm recording this audio right now. There is no script, there is nothing that I've thought of only because I'm so pumped. I just finished watching the episode 5 of Talentless Nana or Munou na Nana. Once again, if I'm not pronouncing the name right, don't come at me. It is what it is. Now, this anime, I've heard about this anime before, and whatever I heard about it was from either synopsis provided on My Anime List or Crunchyrolls and all these different websites, but in my opinion they never do justice. I always fall for these, but I just never learned my lesson. I looked at the synopsis of Talentless Nana on My Anime List, and it was so. It just didn't seem as interesting to me as it is. And then one of my friends, he recently just came over and forced me to watch the show, and I was like, holy smokes, this show is amazing. If you haven't heard about this show is called Among Us of animes. Main reason being that you have all these different people, and then you have one killer, somebody who is an imposter essentially, who is trying to kill everyone else. Now all these deaths are happening, but nobody knows who is doing this. Now, once again, if you go back to the synopsis, you have gifted people, and then you have non-gifted people, talents and talentless. What's happening is that so far, I haven't seen a single one yet, but maybe there are. But what they're saying is that there are some horrific creatures called enemies of humanity in this world of Talentless Nana. And that's why what's happening is that to combat these quote-unquote enemies of humanity, they have placed in all these different gifted teenagers with supernatural abilities who are also called talent. They've put them all on this island where there is no connection to the outside world, and they get trained, again quote-unquote trained, to fight these different enemies of humanities. Now, the very first episode, you have this person, Nanao Nakajima, who starts this whole series or whole sequence of all these different deaths. But what happened is this guy has no talent, but he has a lot of knowledge. And he meets this girl whose name is Nana Hiragi. And so far she is antagonist, maybe she'll become protagonist. I have no idea. I'm still on episode 5, I don't know what's going on. But pretty much, again, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this anime, just shut this video off right now. But if you have seen it, let me just blabber about this for a second, because holy shit, I'm pumped. Now, again, if you haven't seen it, just shut it off right now. No need to watch it anymore. But, again, episode 1, right? You have Nanao Nakajima, you have Nana Hiragi. There was such a chemistry going on. Everybody thought that Nanao Nakajima is, just a loser. He came in acting like he's going to save the world and whatnot. And then everybody just kind of bullied him. And then you had, Nana Hiragi, she was like very sort of a positive character who had this talent to read other people's minds. And, she was helping out my man Nanao Nakajima at this point, and everything was going great. Up until to the end, when they are standing on the cliff, everything's going great, and that was the moment where I was like, alright, something's wrong. Because if I know these animes, whenever things are going peaceful, whenever things are just all happy and lovey and dovey, some shit comes up nowhere, and then just something happens. Right away, my entire radar was going teeny, and as this was going all over the place, suddenly, exactly what I thought happened. And she pretty much just pushed my man Nanao Nakajima off the cliff. And I was like, oh my god, I kind of saw it coming, but at the same time it was like kind of disappointing, because I was trying to ship them at some level. But again, that's the first death that happens. And by the way, if you go on My Anime List and you look at their synopsis, this is all they talk about. They talk about the first death, the first episode, and they've covered the whole thing in synopsis. That's not how you do it. That's not the anime. But I have a long-lasting grudge with all these synopses from day one. I won't even get into it anymore. But right now, what piqued my interest was our second character, Kayoya Onodera. Once again, I suck at pronouncing these names, but I do my best. You know, this guy is a freaking genius. Like, everything that Nana Hiragi is coming up with, he is, you know, suspecting her. He's the sus. But if you have ever seen the Among Us gameplay, it's pretty much like that. You know, if somebody who is actually sus and calls out an actual imposter is the one who gets kicked out first. So as a result, Kayoya Onodera is just so much focused in getting proofs and getting motives and just trying to figure out that what's going on, so he can pile all of them together and just be like, alright, you see this pink-haired Nana Hiragi? Yeah, she's sus, kick her out. But it's just getting to the point where he comes up with the theory, and on this side of the anime screen I'm just yelling, I'm like, yeah, that's the one, just go for it. And suddenly something else happens and he's like, maybe I am wrong. And it just pisses me off. And then you of course have Michiru Inukai, who is this, her talent is that she licks others' wounds and heals them essentially. And, you know, she's like a dog personified character. Now, I love her. I think she's a very adorable character, but damn, she's dumb. And I'm like, it's just one of those characters which I want to love them, but she is just so dumb that I just cannot see it happening. You know, like, once again, all of this is happening, you know, a lot of things are going around, but some of the characters that piqued my interest so far is, and again, believe it or not, but even more than Kayoya Onodera, I actually like, once again, I'm going to suck at naming this guy, but Tsunekichi Hatadaira. That's the guy who can see the future. He clicks photos, and then, you know, he appeared, he's a yellow-haired guy, if you're not good at remembering names either. But, you know, he can see the future, he takes photos, and everything is just, everything about this character, I do not want to alter it. He's just this smug, absolute lazy, absolute smug, but I just love something about this character. If I were to rate all of the characters, I would say this would be my favorite. Once again, you know, I have a weird crooked sense of rating the different characters, and then followed by Kayoya Onodera. Now, where episode 5 have ended, and again, you know, this video had no freaking script. I have no idea what I'm saying, and yet this still will go on YouTube, and I don't even know at this point. I'm just pumped. I'm just venting out because there is so much inbuilt feelings right now that I don't even know where to go with this. But yeah, like, if you have not watched this show, you watch it till episode 5, till the end of the episode 5, and you'll understand what I'm blabbering about. We both will be on same level at that point mentally. Just, I don't know, man. I don't even know what this video is. Just watch the show. Holy shit.